All right, welcome back everybody. So today washing the truck and noticed a little oil on the inside of the wheel, on my drive wheel in here. I think maybe you can make it out there a little bit, just a teeny bit. So I go, I bet you that's a freaking wheel seal. So I think I do have a wheel seal out on the drives, which sucks because it's a pain in the neck. They're not, I don't know, I just hate doing them. So I've already had on this truck the left rear wheel seal go out a while back, and then this is right rear. We only got 68,000 miles on them. I don't understand why they go out, you know. It's supposed to last 500,000 miles, but not for me. So I guess we'll go ahead and pull it apart. It's not real messy, it's not leaking too bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it because it's the weekend, and if I don't do it, I'm sure first thing Monday morning it'll just start puking and make a big mess. So we'll go ahead and do it today. I better check to see if I got a wheel seal first before I do tear it apart, but I'm pretty sure I do. All right, we do have one. Got an axle gasket and a 47-697, so we'll be good. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead, jack it up, get the tires and wheels off, and I'm gonna have to put the diff lock in, or I think there's a screw on these where you can manually screw them in, so I will have to investigate that. But you got to get the diff lock locked before you pull the axle shaft out, so the collar doesn't fall down. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, maybe you can see this, but since I have diff locks, you got to get the differential's got to be locked to pull this axle shaft out. I don't know if this one will stay locked in when the key's on. So what it says to do is take this air line off and pull the fitting out. And when I got the truck, I noticed that they had done this from the factory. Now there's a bolt here. So I guess you take this out and then you screw it back in the airline hole. We'll try this. If it doesn't work, I'll just put air to it to keep it locked. Okay. Okay, getting pretty hard now. Let's see. Okay, must be in because I can't turn the wheel. All right, okay, so this is only the second time I've had working with disc brakes. Every time when I think of these wheel seals, I think I should go back to drum brakes, because these are a little more labor intensive, and a lot of it's just, I don't know. I know S-cam brakes, I don't know disc brakes. So we got our diff is locked. I don't know if I do this right or not, but I take the air lines off the brake chambers, cut the zip tie for the anti-lock, and what I'm going to do is remove the caliper, which is, there's 6 bolts, I think it is 3 and 3. So I'm gonna take these bolts out, top and bottom, and I'm gonna remove the whole thing, because the caliper, I think it floats on here. Yeah, I think that's what I did the last time, is I just took all those bolts out and then just dropped it down. I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we use our impact 15/16, take out your axle bolts and the washer, and then this axle has these centering cones. Luckily we don't have to beat them out with a sledge, they came out. And I did get the caliper off. I took the 6 bolts out and I just laid that heavy old sucker down there on the ground. And yeah, the brake pads are looking pretty good still, I guess. That's close to, what do I got, 68,000 miles on that. So there's still a good 5/8 of an inch, I guess. I don't know. I go back and forth every single day on disc brakes, whether they're good or bad, you know. Let me know what you guys think. I'll take your opinions, because I have definitely my own. So axle's here, so let's go ahead and pull this out a little bit, let the oil drain in the bucket, and then I'll set you down and we'll pull the shaft out. Put you over here on the table, I guess, and find a couple towels. We'll pull that shaft out. Okay, so as you can see on the axle shaft, it has 2 sets of splines. So you got this set of splines that goes in the differential, and then this set is for your differential lock. If I remember right, on my other axles, they were Eaton's, and it had splines all the way. But these are Meritor, so maybe just a different design. But that's why you got to lock that collar in. I think if you were to pull the axle, then that collar is going to fall down, and then you'd have a heck of a time getting the axle back in it. So, all right, we'll just roll this over for now. We'll wipe it up when we get ready to put it back in, and then let's go ahead and get the hub off. We'll go get a mud flap to put underneath it. Kick this over here somewhere. I'll put a mud flap under it, and then I'll get the socket. Luckily I bought the socket. These newer axles are using a single nut system, and I don't remember what size it is, but it's not a 4-inch socket like every other truck that I've ever worked on. Always had 4-inch nuts holding the axles on, but no, we got to change everything. So I bought the one from, I think it was from Tiger Tool, actually. What is it? 3 3/4 6-point. So I bought this. The first time I had a wheel seal go out, I didn't have one. I had to borrow one, luckily, from another trucker. But then I went ahead and bought my own, because I don't like to borrow stuff if I don't have to. So we got that. Sorry. And I'll get the 3/4 drive and take it off. These also have, and I'm not too familiar with them, but they have a lock ring. So I think you take this lock ring off here, there's like a split ring in there, but I think you leave that and you go ahead and just unscrew the nut, and then that will pulls the hub off that kind of like a well, it's not like a piston ring, but it's, I don't know what you really call it. So let me go get the tools. Let's get this off, but like I said, we'll get this off and get this out of here. So I think it's just a lock ring. You just use a screwdriver, open it up like that, and it's got a tang. It goes in. All right. Just see if we can get this. Holy crapola. Can't get it off there. Just need to break it loose. There. Okay, broke loose. That wasn't that bad, I guess. Just never used an impact on axle nut before. But I think you just unscrew this and it should draw the hub off, I think. Okay, I think that's it. Put it in this pan, and I'm sure it ain't gonna be light. That's why I don't like disc brakes. It's like a freaking inboard drum. Picking that rotor up and the hub. Yeah, screw that. Okay, now we just gotta get oil out of it. Looks like it's leaking anyway. But you can tell it was tiny bit leaking. Not bad. But it had to be bad enough because, like I said, it got oil down on the wheel. Bad enough for me to notice it. So, I mean, I hate doing them, but like I said, if I didn't do it today, I'll guarantee you Monday or Tuesday that thing would let loose and I'd have a mess. So we're here now, so we're doing it. So I'll go ahead and clean this up. I'll take starting fluid, clean up the spindle. We'll pop the seal out. I don't have this style of seal. I have this is like a rubber seal. I put the other, I only have the other one. So anyway, it should work. And then I think there's a collar in here for preload and stuff. So we'll just clean all that stuff up and we'll put it all back in there together just like it is, but clean, and we'll slap it back on. All right, so I think my battery's just about dead on the GoPro, but we got the seal out. I just use these heel bars, or what I call a heel bar. Pop it out. It's a Kenworth seal. We're gonna put a what am I gonna put in there? SKCR. So the inner bearing, I just use starting fluid as a solvent. It doesn't take paint off, which I like brake clean will take your paint off where the starting fluid doesn't. So got that bearing off. Then they have this cone that goes in between the bearings, and that's what sets your preload, I guess, with when you tighten that outer nut to 500. This smashes in between, the bearings smash this in between, and then that's, I don't know. I don't really know much about it all, but I know that's what I think my old truck had that as well. So I'm just gonna clean all this up with starting fluid, and we'll put a new seal in it, and we'll be good to go. Put it back together. Like I said, the biggest problem is with these disc brakes is just you've got to manhandle this stuff, and I don't know. I keep going back and forth on whether I should just go back to drum brakes. So now we'll flip it over and see what, clean the other side here. Oops. Try not to make a frickin' mess, but that's about all I've been doing here, making a mess. Guess we'll go ahead and just turn it over onto the rotor like so. Alright, so got everything cleaned up. The hub's cleaned up, our bearings, everything's cleaned up, spindle. So let's put this sucker back together. We're using a CR 47697, and we'll pre-lube the bearing, the inner bearing, and then we'll put this on, and then we'll lift this sucker back up there. Okay, so we put our hub on, pre-lube the bearings, and then, like I said, this nut is 500 foot-pounds there. So got a 3/4 drive torque wrench, and we are going to torque this baby down, hopefully 500 foot-pounds, if I can get it on here, because everything's going to be in the way. So let's go this way. It's going to be harder to go up. Uh, 500, let's spin it. Spins freely. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so got our nut tightened, 500 foot-pounds. Now we got to put this split ring back in. Okay, that's in there. Now we got to put our lock in. And this tab has to go in. There's 3 slots there. And it looks like it goes in that one where it won't interfere with anything else. And then you just pry it up to the groove on the nut. There we go. Snapped in. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. That side out. I think we're good. So let's clean up these threads. Okay. And put our axle gasket on. One nice thing about that little split ring is it seems to hold the oil, so the oil doesn't fall out. But I spin it a little bit. That way it has to run down and then run out. Gives you a few minutes. Let's bring over this behemoth of an axle shaft. These babies are giant, huh? Nice and clean. Now, before I put the shaft in, I like to spin the hub one more time so it gives me a little bit of time before I have to worry about the oil coming out. Let it move, you guys. Now, there it goes. Before we get it all the way in, I like to take a little starting fluid and wipe off the outside and run it and wipe out these deals for the taper. And you put the little cones in, centering cones, a washer and a nut, and then tighten them down. And buzz these babies up. All right, let's see if we can get this friggin' caliper on up there. I still don't know if I like these disc brakes, but it's what I got, so. I think, where does it go here? Yeah, I think we'll try to pick that baby up and set it on here. Probably should have got the floor jack. Got it. Got that first one. Good. Whew. That thing is not light. And there's 3 there. Get the bottom 3. So I got these torqued down, caliper bolts. So next step would be put our air lines back on. Gotta put these on. I need a zip tie to zip tie that baby back on. Put you over here. Think you can see. Okay, those are tight. I'll get a zip tie, tie that up, and uncage the brake. And then we gotta still need to undo the diff lock. Take that screw out. I don't know how well you can see under here because it's dark. See if 5/8 is the right way. Yep. So now we can unscrew this. Manual lock. And then it just stores right there. So we'll take it out. Put it over here. Get a little thread sealant for this fitting. Oh, come on now. See if we can go around one more time. I don't think it's going to. I hate that. Oh, it'll probably go. Okay, there we go. Tight. Okay, that's done. Okay, so next, like I said, I'll put a zip tie in that, uncage the bolts. Yep, we're spinning. And I'll put the wheels and tires back on. And then we should be done. The last thing we need to do when we're all wrapped up here, clean up the mess, is we will jack up the driver's side of the truck. We'll jack it up in the air so that the oil in the sump can flow to the right and fill up the hub over there. We'll jack it up and let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes. That's probably plenty. That way it'll fill the hub with oil. I put oil in it already, but it'll fill it completely full. And then we'll let the jack down and then we'll be good to go. All right, well, we got the tires, wheels back on. We got our brake line zip tied, or our ABS line zip tied, excuse me. Everything's done, and as I said earlier, I jack up the opposite side to let the oil run over, and then I'll have to come back tomorrow and double check the oil level in the rear end. Didn't lose a whole lot, but probably squeeze a little bit in there, top it off. So yeah, with that, I just thought maybe you guys would like to see a little wheel seal video. One of my least favorite things to do on a truck, and made even worse by the fact that I have disc brakes. So all right, with that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.